for a great way to lift your 2011 and newer diesel-powered Ford Super Duty 4-wheel drive truck? Then ReadyLift has the solution you're looking for. Our 3.5-inch Stage 4 SST Lift Kit is designed to lift your Super Duty truck the right way without compromising the ride like some other low-budget kits do. The ReadyLift 3.5-inch Stage 4 SST Lift Kit comes with everything you need to get the job done right. For the maximum ride and handling upgrade, ReadyLift also offers the SST 9000 performance shocks engineered specifically for Super Duty trucks. Before beginning the installation of the ReadyLift Stage 4 SST Lift Kit, it is important to properly raise and secure the vehicle on a sturdy 2-post lift, or, if using stands, support both the truck and front axle separately. Prior to completely lifting the truck off the ground, you will want to remove the front sway bar frame brackets as well as unbolt the track bar from the frame bracket. It is much easier to get the sway bar and track bar off the truck near ride height. Because the axle will need to be lowered down while the truck is raised up, the lower shock bolt must be removed along with disconnecting the wheel speed sensor clip from the radius arm. To prevent stretching the brake hose lines, the axle-mounted hose bracket must be unbolted. The frame-mounted brake line bracket is unbolted and discarded. It will be replaced with a new bracket provided in your kit. Using a line wrench, loosen the hard line ferrule and rotate the block 180 degrees. Once the block has been repositioned, retighten the ferrule nut to prevent fluid loss. The new bracket will be installed later in this installation. Next, lower the front axle down just enough to remove the coil spring. The factory bump stop brackets are also removed. New bump stop extensions are provided with the kit. With the axle and both radius arms supported, the factory radius arm bolts on both sides are removed and the axle arms are lowered down enough so the ReadyLift radius arm drop bracket, crush sleeves, and hardware can be installed. Since gaining access to the track bar bracket bolts can be difficult with air tools, removing the steering drag link from the pitman arm may be necessary to make getting your air gun and wrenches into the tight space a little easier. There are 5 bolts holding the factory track bar bracket in place. 3 on the front and 2 on the frame rail. Remove the hardware and the factory track bar, then install the new ReadyLift track bar relocation bracket and reinstall the factory hardware. Installing the ReadyLift 3.5-inch front lift spacer is easy. Simply place the lift spacer on top of the factory spring isolator with the small end inserted into the spring. The spring is then placed back into the axle pad and the provided new spring isolator placed on top of the spacer before raising the axle up to seat the spring and the spacer assembly into the spring pocket. This SST lift kit includes lower shock extensions which allows you to retain the use of factory shocks. Or, if you choose to upgrade to the extended length ReadyLift SST 9000 performance shocks for maximum ride quality and control, the shock extensions will not be installed. Next, we installed the new sway bar frame mount extension brackets using the factory hardware, followed by the new bump stop extensions which accepts the factory bump stop bracket. Reattach the brake line axle pad bracket and new extended length hard line bracket and secure the line using the factory block clip. If you remove the drag link, install it into the pitman arm and torque the joint to the factory specifications. Be sure to replace the cotter pin and keeper nut as well. With the drag link installed, the sway bar can now be rotated upwards and installed onto the previously installed extension mounts bolted to the frame. A carrier bearing spacer is provided with the kit to lower the carrier bearing down and correct drive shaft angle. The easiest way to install the spacer is with the truck on the ground at ride height. Moving to the rear of the truck, we will now replace the factory blocks with a new 5-inch rear lift block. With the rear axle supported using jack stands, remove the lower axle plate, lower the axle down just enough to remove the factory block, then remove the U-bolts. With the axle and suspension lowered away from the leaf pack, Install the new 5-inch rear block and position it so the lower block pin fits into the axle pad while the leaf spring location pin fits in the top of the block. The axle may need to be rotated slightly to achieve proper alignment. New longer U-bolts provided with the kit are installed over the leaf spring and into the factory lower axle bracket and secured by using new nuts provided. Now you can install those cool new wheels and tires you've just purchased for your truck. The ReadyLift 3.5-inch SST Lift Kit will allow for up to 35-inch tires on Super Duty trucks. But wait, we're not quite finished yet. With the wheels and tires installed, start at the truck and carefully rotate the steering wheel to locate the track bar into the drop bracket and install the factory bolt. After checking the tightness of all the hardware you've just installed, you can now roll your ready-lifted Super Duty truck out and enjoy your awesome looking new ride. Since the 4-wheel drive Super Duty trucks are straight axle vehicles, no alignment is necessary.